Hello, Commander, and welcome back to the Radio Sidewinder Talk Show. I'm Commander Felix Jefferson, and today I'm joined by...
I'm Commander Stephen Atronach.
So, it's been a little while since we've been on air, but in that time that we were off air, we were pretty busy as a whole at Radio Sidewinder. So we had two very successful charity drives in the form of Elite Aid with some other commander groups, which... it was very successful. We got a lot of credits raised for commanders in need, and if you want to check out some more information on that and keep posted for new events, then be sure to check out our Galnet page.
Yeah, and of course the Pilot's Lounge is always a good place to get updated news. It was actually a lot of fun. I mean, I had fun. Felix and I were mainly commentating, so we didn't really get to participate in the events, but we got to watch them, and a couple other famous commanders throughout space actually joined us, which was pretty fun.
Yeah, likes of Commander Harry Potter.
Yeah, we even got to blow up one of his ships, but we were right next to the station, so he was okay.
Yeah, he did consent to this this ship destruction. It was all good.
But yeah, we've been away for a bit. I mean, quite a lot has happened since the last time we recorded, including, we were talking about Aegis Initiative starting up. We weren't even now it's in full movement. I mean,
oh yeah,
the Federation and the Empire are fully cooperating at the moment. I mean, the Federation even withdrew its ships out of the Pleiades in order to make sure that there's no conflict going on while they deal with the current Thargoid threat. And for all the people going, are there Thargoids? Well, you have your answer now. There's definitely Thargoids, and they're definitely here to do something nefarious. I think they're here to do something nefarious. Why else would they be abducting people?
There's a lot of commanders out there who still think that, that they can be trusted, and that we're engaging the wrong group of Thargoids because these are the peaceful Thargoids, whereas, there's different almost clans of Thargoids, and we're attacking the wrong ones. But if they're scooping up occupied escape pods, even if they're not really even killing the commander, if they do anything that's like what we saw with Xena Halsey, then it's still not right, in my opinion.
Yeah, Xena definitely came back pretty changed, and sure, she's active in the Alliance community now. How long was she gone?
It was a long time,
and there were a lot of people looking for her, and her entire cabinet got pushed out of office, essentially. And quite a bit of turmoil went through the Federation. It caused a lot of issues. And so, despite the fact that, they may not be, hurting these commanders, or they may just be looking to, learn more about us, at the same time, these are people, and they have lives and families and friends, and even if they don't have families and friends, they're still people, and we need to not let them get abducted by aliens.
Yeah, which is, I noticed, I remember you noticed that, there's a lot of search and rescue opportunities now in stations where commanders who are willing can sign up, and if they find any occupied escape pods, they can collect them and turn them in, and then get compensated for it.
Yeah, before basically your only real option was to bring the escape pod into the docking bay and just release it. Now I would try to pick up escape pods if I had the cargo space. These people are floating around in space, But if you don't pick them up most of the time, search and rescue will come and get them. But because of this, it's any kind of information as well, because the Thargoids aren't just picking up people; they're picking up scraps of ships and black boxes and all sorts of information. So, in order to motivate the people who might not be wanting to pick up an escape pod or a black box when they find them, just because they don't really need the hassle, there's actual areas now. They've no longer been marked as illegal cargo. There's actual places you can bring them and get compensated for them now, the same as you would for any bounty or combat bond. So it's definitely, I think it's a good step, because I know there's definitely people who are more and more interested in money they would, like me, I would drop somebody off. I would release them in the station. I'm not, but some people would sell them to a black market, help with the slave trade and stuff like that. And there's a lot of people who just are still really involved in the slave trade, which probably will have a bit of a standstill to being ended now that the Thargoids are here. It's going to be focused on the Thargoids. So, at least.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'd like slavery to end. I know you get a lot of profit off of it, but
well, yeah, not so much anymore. I kind of stopped, once I got what I needed, in my opinion.
Once you got morality.
Yeah, sure.
I think there's still a lot of mystery surrounding the Thargoids, especially. So far, all the things that we've been scanning, they've been designated interceptors now. But there's quite a lot of theories regarding Thargoids' ship structure and what the Thargoids themselves may or may not look like. I like the theory that these ships themselves are actual Thargoids, and that's just their big eye, because the weak spots that you have to shoot at in order to get a Thargoid to be destroyed are called hearts, right? And they have self-healing capabilities. Right. And as close, I've been really close to one of those eyes. I got in one of your fighters and got right up to the eye of that thing, and there was nothing inside of it. It just looked like a cornea. And who's to say they aren't? I mean, Thargoids could have, most likely evolved completely differently from humans. There's no way that, they're going to be similar, which is another reason I don't really think that the theories among them being in different clans and stuff are true. Because what if they just don't have that kind of structure like we do? There's no way. Right. There's no way to know.
And I don't think we'll really ever know for certain, what all of the different types of Thargoids are and how they're really made up and how their ships or whatever it may be really works. But it's getting interesting, especially now that they're starting to spread into the bubble. Because before, they were usually keeping to the Pleiades and
mainly the outskirts. They weren't.
They weren't really in human space yet.
Not heavily populated human space, anyway.
Yeah. But just recently, Radio Sidewinder, we had our first encounter in the bubble. It didn't end so well for the Thargoid, but we have to test out those new missiles. Aegis gave them to us. We gotta test them out, right?
Yeah, we've got actually quite a couple new weapons up ready for Thargoids. We've got missiles and some multi-cannons. I'm of course wondering what happens to all these weapons after the Thargoids are gone. Assuming we can drive them off or end whatever this is. The hostilities between the Empire and the Federation are ended for now. But once we have some stability against the Thargoids, who knows if it'll pick up. I guess it depends on how long and how intense the war with the Thargoids is. Could it bring humanity together as a whole? Or will it just be a temporary peace until the Thargoids are gone? Or no longer a threat. Right,
yeah. At least right now, it seems to be unifying the entire Pilots Federation because, they are so mysterious and we only have... we do have, missiles and multi-cannons. It's not like we only have, missiles and multi-cannons, but still, in looking at the Thargoids' weapons... And how quickly, when we were fighting that Thargoid, how quickly my shields in my Corvette went down, how quickly Arbitration's, hull went down, how quickly Commander Jonas's hull went down. It's crazy. No human weapon can do that quickly. And these, we're all flying Anacondas or Corvettes, and just to see their shields go down in a matter of seconds and their hull go down in a matter of seconds is just mind-boggling.
And it's pretty crazy that for a fact they've already taken out both Farragut's and Majestic class interdictors. They've seen the wreckage of both of those ships, and those are massive. And so far, we've only seen this one type of Thargoid. Like, what if they have a bigger ship to take those out? Or what if just because we don't have the weapons to fight them yet, they took it out without any resistance? Because without these modified weapons specifically made for going up against Thargoids, you just can't do any damage to them.
Yeah.
They take no damage. You can't even tell if you're doing damage without a scanner.
Right. And even if somehow you start doing damage, if you're not knocking out the heart, it's going to regenerate all of its hull components.
Exactly. And what happens if a different type of Thargoid comes in and is completely immune to the weapons we made for this one? What if these are just scouts and we shoot them enough that they adapt?
Yeah, that's going to be... Well, actually, apparently they've already started to adapt. The missiles that we've developed apparently aren't doing as much damage to the hearts on the Thargoid ships now, so we're kind of thinking that is happening, where they're starting to learn what we're doing and evolve, or somehow combat our development. So it's, it's going to be interesting to see Aegis develop new technology and then it be made almost obsolete. It's crazy.
I'm wondering, like, what is it that they have in the first place that keeps our weapons from even hurting them anyway? Like, we have shields, but that only, like, there's only so much you can do about, like, tons of molten hot lead being fired at you ridiculously fast.
Yeah.
Like,
and I mean, we've seen, before the weapons were developed, we've seen entire wings of commanders start shooting, just completely unloading everything on a Thargoid and not doing anything to it.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Like, I mean, even with medium multi-cannons, you can still do some damage to ships, and you can eventually get down shields. Even if they have some crazy shields, what about the beams? What about the railguns and plasma accelerators out there? There's so many like crazy weapons that we have against each other, and then this enemy comes along and nothing is being even done to them. And that's what makes me the most nervous. It's like, what even can we do?
Right, yeah, because if we develop something and then it doesn't work, then, we can't really do anything if they start attacking us. Except for run, I guess.
Now, I'm really liking the look of the Xena Weapons. I do wish they came in bigger class sizes.
Yeah, they're only, size 2?
Yeah,
right
only
now?
mediums.
Yeah.
But hey, they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm definitely have to pick some up in case I run into any Thargoids. And they only come in fixed in turret. There's no gimbal, which is pretty crazy. So for the bigger ships, the bigger, slower ships, you're just gonna have a bunch of turrets.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely interesting flying the Corvette. Like, the way I did it is, this was actually before the multi-cannons were released, so we still only had missiles, and the turreted missiles definitely helped. But, I also got some fixed ones, and that was interesting.
And they're fairly expensive for size 2 weapons.
Yeah,
I mean, in the millions of credits for the turreted ones. The fixed ones still $500,000. That's pretty intense.
I mean, they're not cheap.
They're definitely not. I really hope soon they develop some bigger ones and maybe find a way to make it so that our weapons that already exist and are useful and are even engineered. I mean, is there engineering? I don't even think there are engineering options available for the AX stuff.
No, I don't believe so. I think that's going to probably take a little while for the engineers to, research the AX weapons.
It takes them long enough to figure out how to modify my weapons.
Right, yeah, exactly. I think it's about time that we take a quick commercial break. We'll be back in a couple minutes, Commander.
Hello, are you a citizen of the Federation, Empire, or Alliance? Are you tired of spending all hard-earned credit on expensive passenger tickets? Fly Cosmoflot Spaceflight is cheapest space lander. We have luxury-equipped Type 9, and remember, Cosmoflot Spaceflight is top 1% of all space lander, but is in bottom 1% of space lander price. Fly Cosmoflot.
Cosmoflot Spaceflight is not responsible for accident, explosive compression, loss of life, loss of limb, loss of medical, loss of friend and family, being lost in general, accident, failure to slavery, or death.
Let's see, freeze-dried ice cream, powdered lasagna. I guess I could go with mashed potatoes again. Isn't there something better to eat?
Is the same old bland food giving you a case of space madness? Here in Ochung, we're proud to say we've the best and hottest chili peppers in the galaxy. If you're craving flavor, come see us at Roddenberry Gateway in Ochung and try a pepper as dangerous as you are. Not responsible for chemical burns, nerve damage, blindness, or death. Keep away from eyes. Do not feed the children unless they're being very naughty.
And welcome back, Commander. You know, what's kind of interesting, if we just want to continue our conversation about Thargoids real quick. I know people are probably getting tired of hearing us talk about Thargoids, but they're a really big issue right now.
And we were right.
Yeah, we were right. Man, if Commander Honors were still here, he'd be feeling so vindicated right now.
Yeah, but I mean, we all know where he is. He's in his bunker.
He's in a bunker.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I'm going to stay over here until they go away. I don't even know how he got that vulture out to Sajay.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. When he left, a year ago, he was jumping, and now he just got
It took him that long to get there. Yeah. Well, but still talking about Thargoids. Interesting thing, though. I mean, like, Aegis, as the association, as it's coming together, and providing us, well, sort of providing us with these weapons, some people are a little mad, actually. Because they feel very threatened by these Thargoids. It's a very big threat. You know, these things that we can't even fight against. What do you do if you get interdicted? Mm-hmm. You have to, like, hope that the Thargoid is not going to kill you.
Yeah.
Or if you find one, you have to, like, hope it's not going to attack you. There's no guarantee that you're going to come out of it alive, especially if you don't have these Thargoid weapons. And so, a lot of commanders are forming a blockade against Aegis trying to get materials in from other commanders, because they're like, you know, first you make us bring these materials in just so that we can have these weapons to defend ourselves, and then also make us pay for them. And they're thinking, like, if humanity is really trying to work together, there should be a better way to get this done, you know?
Right.
And I can't say that I disagree.
Yeah.
It just seems like, you know, there's definitely other ships out there that can be hired for bringing in materials and stuff like that, or Aegis themselves could maybe go find some materials, and we can worry about trying to fend off these Thargoids. You know?
Right, yeah. Because, I mean, obviously, you know, we all realize that these Thargoids are pretty unknown, but at the same time, you know, it's like, once we find something that we can use to combat them, we should be encouraging everyone to use them, and, you know, we should be somewhat open to giving it to everyone. Not like, I'm not saying that they should just have distribution centers where you can pick up the AX weapons, but, you know, maybe, I don't know, there has to be some sort of easier way to get these weapons into the ships of commanders,
or some more efficient way anyway.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I think a lot of commanders out there, they spend a lot of time doing, I mean, you've got your traders for sure, people who just do trading all day, and they're, you know, they're ready for that.
Yeah.
But you got some people who are so used to just going straight to attack other people, or, like, you know, collect bounties, or they like to go mining, or, you know, just a bunch of different things they like to do. And they're of course worried about these, you know, they're worried about these Thargoids. So they're going and doing this collecting of materials and bringing it back, and it's not what they're used to, and they're like, why do I have to do this?
Yeah.
Because, you know, trading's not for everybody.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, when I'm trading, you know, you're not supposed to do this while you're flying, but I often have, you know, just some videos open or something like that, so I can just look at something while I'm doing. Sometimes even when I'm transporting passengers, which has been a lot lately, because there's been quite a few passengers wanting to get to different places now that now that the Thargoids are out. They want to get back home, or they want to get to a place where they feel like they're safer. And so I've been doing a lot of passenger ferrying back and forth. It seems to be slowing down a bit.
Yeah, I think the major boom of tourism and refugee movement has kind of died down a bit But it was going pretty strong in a few systems there for the past couple of weeks now, and the rewards and compensations for these passenger missions were actually really, really good. There was a few I remember seeing that were like 7 million, 5 million credits, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's like if you've got enough people trying to get somewhere and you only have so many ships, they're going to start paying commanders more.
Oh, yeah.
I know quite a few people who just like tore out all of, like, you know, stored all their internals from, you know, their anacondas and just fitted it out with things, because there's so many people. Like, once you have something going on like this, you want to, it's kind of, you want to get somewhere where you're safe, or you feel safe, or you're with people that you care about, and you just want to stay there, you know, because you don't know what's going on. A lot of Thargoids have been seen near stations sometimes, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
You know, they're starting to get into the bubble. They're like, you know, there's no way to know what's going to happen next. So I could understand them wanting to, but now that so many people have moved and they're where they want to be, it's definitely going to slow down again. You still have a couple crazy tourists who are like, I want to go out, you know, way out into the middle of the galaxy and see something cool. And it's like, do you want to actually go out in the middle of the galaxy, or are you just trying to get farther away from the Thyroids?
Yeah, and of course there's always that the crowd that wants the Hut and Mug, you know. They're always there.
I had someone ask me to take them to go get a Hut and Mug today, and I'm like, I'm actually trying to help some people out here, and I don't visit Hut and Mug very often.
Crazy.
It's a hell of a trip.
Yeah.
You know?
It's so
Who the
far.
hell built that orbital station
I have
out there?
no
Like,
idea.
Who thought that was a good idea?
That's such bad placement of an orbital.
Mm-hmm.
There are plenty of other open areas. I mean, this is outer space. There's not much that can hinder you from building a station.
Just like, let's build it way over here. But no, yeah, it's always entertaining to see what people want you to do for them.
Yeah.
I had one person, a scientist, who wanted to was doing some private research on, I don't know what, but they were just like, can you take me over here? There's too many people coming to this station. I need to go to the station where they're all leaving from. And they were mad that the station security scanned me. I mean, you got a lot of refugees moving out of there. Of course they're going to scan you. They got mad at me. I'm like, you're a scientist. Why do you care if they scan you?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like, I could understand why they'd get mad if they were like a notorious pirate or like some sort of gang leader.
Like, yeah, I've moved a couple, I'll say not exactly, you know, wholesome people in and out of stations before, and then, you know, I'm much more careful about it. But, you know, if you're a scientist, I don't understand why it is you're going to be mad that I get scanned and go through security check.
Right. So. I mean, that's just a part of travel, really, nowadays. I mean, every station has station security, and you're probably going to get scanned if you're going through the mail slot.
I don't know. I think I'm feeling prepared. If all else fails, and I get attacked by Thargoids, I'm just going to jump onto your ship and, you know.
Well, I mean, I guess that's fair, because, you know, with the help of some other Radio Sidewinder members and crew, I mean, we did take down a Thargoid already with my ship, so
I'll say you have a couple Thargoids under your belt now.
Yeah.
I've seen some, but I haven't engaged any yet. I don't want to. I think last time I tried to engage one, I was actually holopresence on your ship, or telepresence on your ship. And it was just like, and it actually, the Thargoid did something weird, and it actually shut down the telepresence.
Yeah, well, it must have been
nope.
like related to that EMP blast that they do or something, because
they're not completely able to shut us down anymore. But like, I don't know, maybe maybe there was something that wasn't quite protected completely in your ship.
Yeah, I don't know. That was weird though.
They
just decided to.
Yeah, 1 minute I was in your ship, and the next minute I'm halfway across the galaxy sitting in my ship. Like, oh, that was fast. Made me a little dizzy, but hey.
Yeah.
All right, I thinking that's about all the time we have for this episode.
Yeah, we're getting pretty close to the wire here.
Now that we're done with the Elite Aid stuff for now, and there's all this Thargoid action. I'd like to try to get some more episodes in for you guys in the future, but you know how it is, crazy galaxy.
Yeah, you never
out
know
there, and you never know. So, but we'll definitely catch you next time on the Radio Sidewinder Talk Show. And thanks for listening. Be sure to check out the Pilot's Lounge and, of course, our Galnet page, where anyone's welcome to come and listen to Radio Sidewinder and join in the discussion.
Be sure to drop by Tago if you're in the area and pick yourself up a Tago Taco. And also make sure to tell your friends about Radio Sidewinder. There's plenty of commanders who are just bored out of their minds getting space madness in the black, and that's not necessary. They have the tools to listen to Radio Sidewinder. So, I mean, they should definitely do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have some really great transceivers. I mean, we get a really wide broadcasting range.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
We've had people out at Beagle Point who can still pick up the signals. It's a little delayed, but they can still pick it up.
Yeah. Way back in the day when Black Barton Arbitration and Neuroplay were all getting it set up, they made sure that there were plenty of transceivers and repeaters all over the galaxy.
I mean, yeah, this isn't like Lave.
Yeah,
we've got
Lave.
Some professional.
We're looking for.
We don't have to keep changing our transceiver.
Yeah, looking for special focus crystals because our receiver broke.
Sorry, I mean, who even uses receivers that rely on special focus crystals anymore?
Yeah, I mean,
that is so 3010.
We could just do what we do. We just reprogram old, totally not stolen navigation beacons.
Yeah, exactly. And all right, well, definitely catch us next time. This is Commander Steven Atronach signing off,
and I'm Commander Felix Jefferson signing off. Fly safe, Commander.
Radio Sidewinder.